Hey there fellas, in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to make a jelly with a jiggle effect. So for this, you're going to have to install an add-on. I'll give the link to it in the description. So download the latest version, Wiggle 2, and download this Python file, okay? And when you do, go to Blender, Edit, Preferences, Install, and then go to the location where you install it and install add-on. Once you do, you're gonna have to enable it. Okay, now with that done, I'm gonna open up a new Blender file to show you how I made this. Okay, so let's go new, general. Okay, for this one, delete the default cube. Now since let me add a reference image as well for you guys to refer to. So let's see this one. Press Alt R to reset the rotation. Press R to rotate along x-axis and type 90 to straighten it up. Okay, and now if you observe, the jelly itself is actually cylindrical. Okay, so before I show you how to make the mesh, I'm gonna first tell you about the jiggle add-on or the wiggle add-on. So when you press N, okay, let me turn on screencast. Yeah, forgot. Press N, go to animation, and you'll see a wiggle scene muted. Okay, so first and foremost we need an armature. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and create an armature. Okay, I'm gonna create the armature for the jelly right away. Okay, so after you create the armature, hit tab to go to edit mode, extrude. Okay, this will be the base point and it will be the base, and it won't wiggle. Okay, the base isn't supposed to wiggle, the bones above it should wiggle. So we're gonna do that. So this is the armature for the jiggle, for the jelly that we'll make. Okay, and now for adding wiggle effect, go to pose mode. Okay, by clicking here and select both of these bones. Okay, and then hit create, no, not create, what was it? Animations. Okay, it's under animations. I have a lot of add-ons here, so do ignore that. For you guys it will be animations, and here turn on scene muted, just this icon right here. Okay, so yeah, when you do, it will show you a bone tail option, so you have to turn that on. Okay, after you select both of these bones. Okay, and when you do that, you'll see that nothing's actually happening. If you move this bone, it stays the same. That's because you have to hit spacebar, and when you do, the bones will wiggle. Pretty good. Now we have the, okay, I won't be saving it since just for tutorial and I already made it before. Now let's go to object mode. Okay, now shift A, mesh, and we're gonna add a cylinder. Okay, by default it should be, okay, let's reduce it actually, maybe about 16 or something. Now let's keep it 32 actually. Okay, it will be more detailed that way. And then I'm gonna press X, S to scale X along x-axis, and then scale it along y-axis a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, now we have a general shape. Okay, let's keep it that way only. Yeah, right, great. Now let's go to edit mode. All right, now we'll be using some useful shortcut keys. Okay, so first and foremost, in a jelly, let me turn this on. Okay, we have like around 3 faces. Okay, 3 faces that are bumping, so we are gonna extrude them. Okay, but what we want is for the other three faces to also be selected like this. Okay, so for that I'm gonna go ahead and show you a little trick. So press alt and have it on face select. Okay, press alt and click on this edge. It will select all of the edges, okay, or all of the faces around this loop. Okay, this one loop. All right, now go ahead and go to select, click on checker deselect. Okay, what this will do, it will deselect everything and deselect based on checker. So one face selected, the other one is not selected. Now we want around three of them, right? So we are going to increase the count. Wait, yeah, increase the selected to three. All right, now three are selected. Great, all around evenly. Now if we normally extrude, it's gonna extrude like this. We don't want that. Okay, so Control Z. So we want to extrude along normals. What I mean by normals is that normals is basically the line that the face is currently facing. So for suppose this one right here, the line, the normal will be facing this way, right? And for this one, it will be facing this way along the y-axis. And for this one, it's upwards, right? Upwards. Let me show you. Upwards along z-axis. So that's what I mean by normal. And we want to extrude along normals. So for that, we are gonna do Control E. No, not Control E. Go to face. Okay, and there is an option called extrude faces along normals. Do that, and what this will do is extrude along normals. So just move the cursor a little bit like this. Okay, don't make it inwards, make it outward, and then right click, I mean left click. Okay, and now we have somewhat of a general shape, right? Okay, great. Now we are gonna adjust the mesh a little bit. Okay, so let's now insert it. Okay, because we want to have a little bit of inside. It should go in. All right, now next up we're gonna select all of these edges. So press 2 to go to edge select, and you're gonna have to select all of these edges manually. Okay, there is no shortcut for this one. Okay, it's not possible to remember all the hotkeys, so with in time you may remember all the hotkeys, but it's better to just do it manually at times like these. And now what we're gonna do is press G, and we're gonna drag it along the Z axis. Okay, because if you see, there is a bumpiness here. Okay, now let's add some details along. Okay, just minor details. Great. Now what we're gonna do is select all of these this time. Actually, I think I'll save it, because I'm making the subdivisions a little bit different. Okay, great. Now I'm gonna add subdivisions over here as well. Okay, now I'll explain why. Right, so for any deformation in a mesh, okay, you need to ensure that there is extra subdivisions in the areas where there will be bending or deformation. Okay, so I'm gonna go to edit mode. Okay, first and foremost, I'm gonna go ahead and adjust the mesh, or I mean the armature. So you can't see the armature here, right? That's because you have the viewport not in front. So what we are gonna do, go to object properties, viewport set and display, and press on in front under show. Okay, what this will do, it will show the armature in front, and it's gonna be pretty useful. Now go to edit mode, okay, and we are gonna select these. Actually, first let's drag this down over here. Great. Now let's go to edit mode, okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and bring it downwards. Okay, it's not going along straight. When you press G, make sure you are press Z to make it straight, okay, make it move along the straight Z axis, okay, then there won't be any problems later on, like so. All right, great. Now what we are going to do is parent this armature to this, or rather parent the mesh to the armature, okay. So click on the armature first, then shift select the armature. Sorry, what did I say? Yeah, click on the mesh first and then shift select the armature, and now control P, okay, press control P and click on with automatic weights, okay. Great. Now we are not done yet, okay. Wait, we need to first add subdivisions, right? We haven't added subdivisions, I forgot. So go to edit mode, press Ctrl R to add loop cuts, and increase the loop cut count to 2, okay. We just want the deformation over on the up, so around here, okay, and press S and Z to scale it downwards like so, okay. And yeah, that's all the deformation we need, okay. So yeah, now what we're gonna do is select this armature, go to pose mode, and if we press space, we see it's jiggling, which is good. But if you observe the base is moved, which we don't want, okay, because only the upper portions should be jiggling. So how do we influence the weights here? That's where weight panes comes into play. All right. Now I know weight panes can be a bit complicated. Even I haven't understood most of it, but for deformation and for deformation cases, if you're rigging a model or something, weight panes is pretty important for determining which bone will influence how much of the mesh, okay. So what we're gonna do is select the armature first, then shift select the mesh, okay, and go to weight pane, okay. This will be the option, and now I'm gonna tell you a hotkey for showing which bone is influencing which one, okay. So there are two weights. The values of weights is between 0 and 1. 1 indicates that area has the most influence. So right now I have in 1, right? So if it shows this bright red color, that means this bone right here will influence a lot of this area of the mesh, okay. And if it's 0, then it will indicate there is 0 influence on that particular area of the mesh, okay. And then we have in between values, okay. So yeah, that's about it. And the strength will determine how much strength you're painting, how much weight you're painting, okay. You can have a little bit of less strength, okay, something like that. So for knowing which bone is influencing which one, you need to use a hotkey called control. Press control and select the bone, okay. Wait, not control, alt. Yeah, it was alt, okay, my bad. Press alt and select which bone is influencing which area, okay. Now you can see that this bone right here is influencing nothing, right. It's influencing none of the areas in the mesh, but we want this particular, okay, we want to look at the jiggling bones, okay. So these are the jiggling bones, and we don't want this base right here to get influenced by this bone. So what we're gonna do is set the weights to 0, okay. Just drag it to 0 or type 0, same thing. and then go to press Control 7 to go to base the lower part, negative Z axis view, and now press F to increase the radius of the paint and just paint all over it till it's pure. Okay, then do the same thing for this bone right here. So Alt, select this, and Control 7. Voila, nice. Now let's go to object mode, select the armature, press Control Tab. This is a hotkey for going to pose mode. Okay, or you can just go like this. Okay, same thing. And now hit spacebar, and you can see it's still not working. I think that's because I should have actually do the same thing again. Control Shift select and then go to weight paint. And yeah, okay, wait a minute. Why is this part influencing the others? Okay, so just paint all of the areas here. Okay, like so. Let me increase the weights here. I wonder if that's the correct way. Let me just put everything to 0. Okay, there was a shortcut for resetting the weights, but I don't want to do that. Let me go back to this pose mode and hit spacebar. Yeah, okay, let me come back. Oh, okay, I got it now. So the problem was that I should have actually made weight painted the area for this bone right here. So Alt select this bone. Okay, the base bone. Press Control 7, and then increase the weight paint like this. Okay. Decrease the weights for the other areas. Okay, wait a minute. Let me do it properly. Yes. Hopefully it won't really matter much. Let me try it. I don't know why it's not brushing it off. Oh, now it's brushing it. Probably because of too many subdivisions and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah. Now let's go to front view. Control tab. Okay, Control tab, spacebar. And now you can see we have this proper wiggling effect. Now if you want to make it look a little bit better, you can add subdivision by pressing Control 1. Okay, it'll look somewhat like this. Okay, now let's add a material. So go to material and just add a material. I'm sure you know that at least. Okay, go to shading, and now we want this to be a shiny surface. Okay, so what we're gonna do is delete the principal BSDF, and we're gonna use a friend zone mode, where it's mostly used for glass textures and stuff like that. So glass also has a shininess to it, and add a diffuse BSDF, and then a glossy surface. This is the main shader for adding any shiny effect, and we're gonna mix all of them. Okay, so mix shader, and then have it on default value, because the last value is around 1 point yeah 1.45 only. Okay, and yeah, now hit the diffuse BSDF to here and glossy surface over here, right? And then connect the node to over here, and it's currently white. We can change it to red like so. Okay, and also make sure to decrease the roughness. Okay, so that it's shiny. All right, now let's go ahead and animate it. Okay, so how do we animate it? Well, if you observe if we go to pose mode, if we just move it like this, it won't wiggle. But if we hit spacebar, then it wiggles, right? So what we're gonna do is hit the record button here. Okay, I'm gonna animate it along the x-axis. Okay, so press on the lower bone right here and hit on record. Okay, as soon as you press the spacebar, just move it around. Spacebar, G, X, like so, and there you have it. Okay, so I'm gonna end it at 140 frames. Okay, and here you have the jiggliness of a jelly. Yeah, so I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful, and I'm gonna make one more tutorial on wiggle. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Until then, bye bye.